Hello, you powerful manifestors. This is a surprise pop in. Hello, you powerful manifestors. This live stuff, I'm still trying to get used to all the newness of it. This is kind of a surprise little pop in, so I will maybe hang tight for a couple minutes and see if anyone wants to join me on here while I'm on here. We had a wonderful workshop. We enjoyed all of you who attended with us live and virtually, and Amy and I know definitely look forward to continuing to share the prosperity of how to do the embodiment work, the mindset work, and just really take things off from there. As we have stated, we are encouraging engagement in this group, so any questions that you may have, feel free to always put those in, because if you have a question, someone else might have a question as well. They may have the same question that you have, but maybe too shy to ask it. So let's encourage the engagement here. Amy and I will be here for the next 9 days. So on May 12th, we are going to be here in service for you and helping to support you along your business growing journey. So I'll go ahead and get started of why I wanted to pop on here and share a little bit more with you of how we create abundance. And I know a lot yesterday I stressed with the different embodiment work to do, and today I did post the Empower Step exercise to do that, and then also engaging the 4 anchor points and doing the central channel breathing. These are just some quick, simple, easy exercises to get you into your body and start feeling yourself, of who you are and who you're here to become. So you have to be doing the embodiment work. So how we create abundance, you have to be doing the embodiment work, not just the mechanics, but you have to be unpacking your stuff. So there's going to be bumps in the road. Things are going to come up and just going to smack dab, hit you, knock you off your feet. We have to bring that stuff to the surface so we can clean house. Because in order to show up as this, we have to become that for ourselves. You have to be looking at who you are and how you've been defensive, how you've been protective, how you've been playing small, and you've been egoic, and you've been afraid. We have to really start looking at ourselves, because that's where it all starts. You have to be looking at that all of the time, unpacking it, and have the confidence that you are unpacking it, because you can experience yourself walking through life differently this week than you ever have before in your life. And simply by just doing those few exercises that I recommended. I don't know who someone's on here with me. If you could just say hi down in the chat box. I just see that someone's on, but I don't know who it is. So feel free to say hey, that you're joining. If not, it's fine too. So continue to create the abundance. You have to do the work in order for it to show up. And right now, in real time, you are growing, and you know it. Oh, hey, Judy, it's you. Thank you. And when you're walking around as that, you're like a magnet for people. So when in real time right now, you're growing, and you know it. So when you're walking around like that, you end up becoming a magnet for people because that's what people want to know how to do. Like, why are you so happy? Why are things working out for you? I've just been practicing alignment. And it's as simple as that. It's so simple that the mind would never think of it. We think it has to be hard. We think it has to be difficult. You can't be in your head knowing information because that's not what it's about when we are growing our businesses. It's about how good of a transformer are you? Well, I guess the question is, are you transforming? And that's where the real key is. And like Amy was talking about yesterday, you have the key. It's within you. And are you transforming? That's the big question. And are you growing? Are you evolving like an amazing time? Are you evolving? Are you transforming? Are you growing? And if not, maybe you've just been percolating for a while, and maybe after this conversation here, you're going to get on a roll, and that allows you to start being much more attractive to a lot more people, and abundance starts showing up in your life. Like I was discussing yesterday, when we really just bring it in and concentrate on alignment within, how the universe then brings us what it is we need versus us feeling like we have to go out and get it. Abundance is going to start showing up in your life. It's going to start showing up in your business. It's going to start showing up in your other private groups, study groups, workshop groups. And abundance is showing up because abundance is the soulful self. So when we are showing up and connecting with our soulful self, you're going to start seeing how things show up for you. And I know I talked about that a lot yesterday. Just pay attention, be aware, and just notice what things are changing. I know when I really do the Mortar March or the Tibetan rites. So I do the Tibetan rites and I do the Mortar March right after, or the Empower Step right after the Tibetan rites. I end up having a much better day. I feel more grounded with my day. I feel more centered with my day. And I feel like I just have an overall better success. And I did post earlier in the group that I invite you to do this practice for 7 days straight. Take notice of how you feel, how your days are, and if you feel like continuing it, keep on doing it. So, being a business owner, an entrepreneur, we hear a lot of people say, hey, I just want to learn how to make more money. Or when we catch ourselves, hey, I need to make more money, we know that that's another indicator that that person or yourself is living in their head, and that we need to find their soulful self if abundance isn't showing up in your life. So that's why we talked a lot about the embodiment practices, because if you're living in the scarcity of needing the more, then the body is registering and recognizing that as lack. And I wasn't thinking lack, but that's how the body registers it as. So if you're living in your head, we need to find the soulful self, because like I said, if abundance isn't showing up, that means you're out of alignment with yourself and you're not living as your soulful self. And when we're not living as that, you're not going to make more money. It's just law of attraction, how it works. And if abundance isn't showing up, it means that you or they are identified as only a part of who you are, and that you don't necessarily know the wholeness of their being. So practicing these exercises really helps us to get into the wholeness of who we are, and that we don't necessarily have to effort so much of the figuring out and all the information of how to make more money. I think we all know how to make more money. But like I said, we kind of get to a point where we kind of like hit a wall, or there's like a missing puzzle piece. This is the missing puzzle piece. This is the embodiment piece where teaching you how to get back in and come from the within versus the out there. So first we want to start defining abundance. Abundance just isn't money. So what else is abundance? And Judy, since you're on here, I'll have you participate. What is abundance to you? See, she'll type something and share something with us here. And if you're watching the replay on this, just always hit #replay and share your idea of what abundance is. Like I said, abundance just isn't money. Abundance is love. Just when I'm upset that I don't have enough money, do I turn around and look at how grateful I am, at all the joy and all the love that's in my life, and all the people around me that show me how much they love me? And if there aren't people around you that are showing you how much they love you, then you're not showing you how much you love you. If you do not have people in your life showing you how much they love you, then you're not showing you how much you love you. Because people around you are a reflection of your own consciousness, right? We talked about that yesterday, just law of attraction. And if you don't like the way your world is looking, come back home inside and clean house. So we just have to keep tracing it back to the self and keep people on themselves. Keep them on the self and in the flow of this central channel. We talked a lot about the central channel. Judy shared here, abundance is the sense of living truthfully. I love that feeling. Just, yes, when we are living in our truth, just the abundance and what shows up. And you definitely started this journey a few years ago, and it's been amazing to see how you have grown and the prosperity that's been brought into your life, and just the freedom that you also feel with living your truth. So we keep tracing it back to the self, back to this central channel, because we can get so caught up in stories and shoulds and coulds and woulds. So bringing it back to the central channel. And I heard from a teacher once said that you have to be in service to be able to keep in touch with the soul. So in our imagery here, I would say you have to be in service here with the soulful self in order to keep this toric field flowing. To keep it moving, you have to be in service. You have to be providing this energy out into the world, and it starts within here. So with meditations, with yoga, with the Empower Step, with the Tibetan rites, all of those help us to stay on the soulful self and work from that direction. And later this week, it might be tomorrow or later this week, I did record a meditation. It was my very first time recording a meditation, but it's one I really, really love that helps me really get into my body. And it takes us down through these different channels and activating our chakra system so we can start living from that place. Thank you all so much. And again, engage in the group, and we're happy to help with any questions that you have. And be open to ask questions because someone else might be thinking the same thing. So much love and many blessings.